For more on this, the CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes. Hi there, Nancy. So the president is facing criticism, as we just heard, from Republicans for not shooting down the balloon sooner. How has the administration responded to those claims?
They have argued very strenuously that it was a good idea to wait until the balloon was over the Atlantic Ocean to shoot it down for a couple of reasons. First of all, they argue that it was safest for people on the ground. You've noted that the debris field is 7 miles wide. They argue, imagine what that could have done if anyone was in the way when all that equipment came down on land. So they say that the Pentagon advised them and advised the president to wait until the balloon was over water. And they argue that by waiting, they were able to gather important surveillance information about this balloon as it traversed the United States. Now, they haven't said exactly what kind of information they were able to gather about the balloon, about the equipment that was attached to it, but they are making the assertion that by waiting, by being patient, they were able to gather information. Now, that has not assuaged Republicans who say that by waiting, it made the U.S. look weak. It sent a message to the Chinese and other world powers that you could just go ahead and traverse the United States and enter our sovereign territory without repercussions. The White House responds that there are potentially more repercussions to come, but they haven't said what those might be.
Interesting. Floating, in that case, a literal trial balloon to sort of test the Biden administration and their response. Nancy, the president is delivering his State of the Union address tomorrow night. Normally, we'd only be talking about that. But now, with this latest international incident, is that going to play a role in what we're going to hear from the president?
No question, because we know that the president was going to spend time in his speech talking about the need for both cooperation with China, but also competition with China and how important that competition is. Over the weekend, he was working on this speech at Camp David with some of his top advisors, and you have to assume that that part of the speech was being rewritten in real time as they tried to figure out what note they want to strike on China, given what has happened and given the level of anger and frustration he is going to face from congressional Republicans when he is delivering that address tomorrow night in the House chamber, looking face to face at Republicans who believe that he should have been even more forceful. So there's no question that that part of the speech is going to have to be reworked, even as he tries to strike a broader note of cooperation on the world stage with many world powers, particularly when it comes to Ukraine.
All right, Nancy Cordes for us outside of the White House. Nancy, thank you.
You're welcome.